So today we should be getting a base Hero SBC where you can pack any base hero. On top of that, we're going to be talking about all the investments that going into that and out of that as SBC. But before we do start today's video, if you guys are interested, I do offer a daily trading service over on Twitch. All you got to do to be able to get that is go and click on the top link on the description. You can subscribe for free, or if not, it is only £5, €5 or $6. In that, you will receive yourself a daily trading guides with daily updated investments, daily updated silver prices, and daily updated shadow prices. A recent investment we recommended in there just last Thursday, marquee matchups. We recommended buying non-rare Sud-America cards for 2.8k. As you can see, they were, or 2.9k. As you can see, they're down there, and they've already rebounded to 4.6k. On top of that, we recommended also buying Kalulu for 28, and recently had good success with him, going from sorry, not 38, from 32k, and he's already rebounded to 50k in the last 2 days. Some decent success in recent times. But without further ado, let's go and talk about the market and how that's been in the last 24 hours and everything we are expecting. First off, we are going to talk about the SBCs. We're going to got ourselves 2 player SBCs, we've got ourselves 1 Evo and a few objectives. So the first player SBC we want to got ourselves was Lindsay Horan. And she's got a really nice looking card. You know, you throw this in the Premier League, you know, make it French or something along the lines, and it's really good. The only problem for her is, even though, yes, this whole season pass is all about France, all about Ligue 1, all about the Ligue 1 Women's League, it just, at the moment, people just don't really have teams where this is strong linking. They've definitely got the weak links from the NWSL players, for those who are still using them. But, yeah, so they don't really have the strong links. Again, it's not like it's French, it's not like it's Prem. Obviously, Olympic Lyon has a few links, but it's nothing too insane. Regarding playstyle, she's got ping pass, which is a highly desirable, you know, sort of playstyle for the centre mids. She also has herself long ball and incisive pass. There's some really nice passing play styles. Shooting play style, she's got herself power shots and finesse shot, which is nice. She also got herself dead ball, which I recently learned is actually, I always thought dead ball was an abysmal play style, but apparently it also helps with crosses. So and crosses can be quite OP. So about crosses, has aerial. I mean, how much use is aerial on someone who's 5'9"? Well, those who use Cordoba may argue that maybe isn't bad. And acrobatic. I don't know what sort of bicycle kicks you're going to be doing in the centre midfield, but hey, if you have if you've got a desire to do it, there you go. But yeah, stats are looking very nice. Of course, 82 plus stat on everything, apart from 81's not bad. Her positions are centre mid and cap. Regarding role, she's got box to box on a plus, which is nice. And then she's got playmaker, not something I personally use. In the midfield, I use deep lying, playmaker, box to box, and holding. Cam, she's got playmaker, which isn't too bad when I was playing, I think, Phil Foden in that sort of role. Shadow striker, I mean, I don't think I'd be wanting to use her as a shadow striker, nor would I want to be using her as a half winger. Well, what's the verdict on her? Well, people, you know, they semi-like her. The only problem is she's just very hard to link in, maybe unless you've got all them NWSL links, because otherwise, yeah, her links aren't too insane. But because her links aren't too insane, some of her some of the cards that linked to her did do pretty well. For example, Georgia's, who went from 240k, is now up to 290k. Bompastor, although had an interesting trend, who was 115 before and 115 after. Obviously, she seems to be showing the aftermath of people still doing that left back Evo, because otherwise we would expect her rising. Likewise, we didn't really see any rise on Batcher, going from 10.7 to 11. We also didn't see any rise on the promo card Sour. In fact, probably saw her go down, if anything. Yep, down from 11.5 down to 11. And yeah, that was about that. So the only link investment was Georgia's. Other than Georgia's, we didn't really see anything too much. What do we have? Fodder. Fodder didn't really do too much for yesterday's SBC. Again, we'll talk about the Hero SBC in a second. But yeah, it was 2.9k before the SBC is currently 2.8. 85s before the SBC was 5.2. They're down there to 6k. Sorry, 6.2 down to 6k. 86s were 10.5 pre, and they're actually 10.5 post, which is interesting. Discarding forms pre were 11.5. They're currently 11.5. And yeah, that's about it. So really no movement on Fodder. Really flat nonetheless. Sorry, even with a okayly, let's say, desirable SBC. We're going to got ourselves another SBC, but, you know, kind of ones that are a bit null and void at this point. Unless your name is Suzuki, and that is another Foundations player. We've got ourselves Yilmaz, not bad. I think he had a really good Euros, if I'm not wrong, or something like that. Well, 4-star skills, 3-star weak foot. Yeah, not looking too insane. Obviously, he's got himself... he's got himself the kill down relentless. I tell you what's nice, I didn't notice about him. He has left back. I mean, 92 pace, 76 defending. How tall is he? 6'1". I tell you what, he might be a nice little left back. The only problem is I don't know who you're going to go and link a Superliga left back with. You know, he's not really the the best player in the world. But yeah, rapid and relentless plus on him is interesting. Rapid, quick step, and wow, I'd say that's quite interesting for a right back. And bruiser. Obviously no aerial, which would always be nice on a 6'1" fullback, but yeah, nice. Play roles on him. He doesn't have any player role pluses on left back. Otherwise, he's got inside forward and right mid, which is highly desirable. Inside forward and left mid, which is highly desirable. I mean, how desirable it is with 82 shooting. It's probably not bad. I mean, he's got no shooting play styles, which I guess is a bit of a fallback for him. Along with him, as always, we do go and get ourselves some foundation objective players. I've actually been doing the foundations, and one of the reasons I've been doing the foundations is because if you guys don't know, I have a tutorial channel where I just walk through loads of tutorials. Sometimes it's training based, sometimes it isn't. Sometimes it's just general FIFA based. Never gameplay though. I don't back myself quite well enough for gameplay at the moment. Well, yeah, in today's tutorials, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to go unassigned on both the console and how to go unassigned on the web app. This is especially very useful whenever you want to go and buy mass cards, maybe like the Libertadores, like you could have done on the Thursday, made those really good coins, nearly doubling your coins, or maybe buying fodder in something such as today. So yeah, the reason I've done a few objectives is because you actually need to have objectives completed for that. But yeah, enough about that. Let's head back to that Super League. The whole video isn't me plugging random stuff. So yeah, we start off here with a Dijuku. The interesting thing about this card is you didn't actually need to do anything regarding Superliga to unlock it. Just keeping 3 clean sheets or conceding 1 or less goals. The second one was Gedson Fernandez. And I'd say maybe if we were about a month earlier, this would have been really, really highly desirable. You know, 483 plus stats. The other's not looking too bad. No playstyle plus on him, which kind of sucks. Does have relentless. The only problem with Fernandez is he probably has Evos better than this card at this point. So yeah, nothing too crazy. Oh, and the segues just keep on coming. Let's go now talk about today's Evo. Yeah, nothing too insane. Mainly because EA are just keep on giving us midfielder Evos that don't... I'm not quite sure how they're different from the last one we get. Yeah, so the new Evo we got was the Incisive Deep Lying Playmaker. This is what I mean by the Gedson Fernandez. There's a free Evo, which probably is near as good. You know, you can see big old boost, you can see, you know, no playstyle plus being given, but then again, neither does his main card. Yeah, it doesn't create anything too insane. You know, you see the popular cards here, Minot with, I mean, yeah, he's got a 580 plus stats, but it's not that insane. We got a Nementia. Again, it just felt like a repeat Evo of what we've had in the past. So you can see right there Minot's card. He had a bit of a pump and dump on him, where he went from 500 coins, got all the way up to 2.5, and then dumped back down again. But the most popular player, which actually caught me by off guard, was Kessie. I'll be honest with you, a lot of time there are really good, you know, Superliga, Championship, Saudi League players for Evos, but the reality is who on earth is going to go and link him in their team? They're probably not worth the stress to get a slightly better card than someone's in the Prem. Now, I'll be honest, that was my ideology with Kessie. I thought, do you know what? Yeah, it probably does create the best card, but who's going to go and look? Who's going to go and use Kessie? Well, sadly, that was a bit of an oversight by myself because obviously the Ibanez SBC just like 2 weeks ago, and then also apparently Bobby Firmino fits really nicely in the Bellingham Evo. So sadly, a bit of an oversight for myself, and he ended up going up to 4.5k. Really nice card, but again, traditionally, I guess if we didn't have the Ibanez and Firmino, we just wouldn't have really seen him rise because he would have been so awkward to go and get into a team. You know, an Ivorian Costian who plays for Al Hilal in the Saudi League. You know, I guess without remembering Ibanez came out, it wouldn't normally do too well. And there you go, there's the other 2 objective players. So the main topic in today's video is that we are likely to go and get the base Hero SBC. Why is that? Because EA is going back to their normal schedule of releasing Hero and Icon SBCs on the Sunday. Because they're going back to their schedule releasing Hero and Icon SBCs on the Sunday, well, we highly anticipate the Icon SBC, which expires today, to go and get replaced with the Hero SBC. And this base Hero SBC was added to the code last Wednesday, and there's no real other reason for this to be added to the code unless it's going to be an SBC. Now, what's quite interesting is EA actually really ramped up the sort of requirements between the last icon and the icon prior to that. So, for example, the current icon is 380k, but if we go and look at the icon prior to that, which you may have to give me a second, if we go and look at the icon that came prior to that, it should be here. Is it not here? There you go. It was only 200k, so it's almost double the price for this new Icon SBC in comparison to the last one. Well, let's go and have a look at the last Hero one. The last Hero one was 200k. Now, I'm not going to lie, if they go and drop a base Hero SBC and make it 370, which is kind of what they did with the Icon, I think it'd be very unlikely to be desired. But what I do think they'll probably do is release it at about 300k. I'd say about 250 to 300 is what I expect to be released at. The thing with the heroes is they shouldn't really increase it that much because we don't really get that much better players by them making it any hero. Because the previous one was up to an 88 hero. Well, there's actually not that many heroes above 88 rated. We can see right here it's only these heroes right now are the ones that added. And I mean, one of them's Morientes, one of them's Papin, one of them is Villau, one of them is Cholera. So you're only really getting the benefit of Lucio, Ginola, and Ayu, and Vola, but then you're probably getting as many bad players. So again, it's not too much of an upgrade, whereas the icons seem to be a bit more of an upgrade. So yeah, we think it'll be about 200 to 250. Now, my recommendations for investments for these is actually nothing higher than an 86 if you want to play it safe. EA obviously has had so many opportunities of making high-rated teams in SBCs, but they just consistently shy away from it. The reason that they do shy away from it is because there are so many different more combinations to go and build an 86 rated squad than there is to go and build an 88 rated squad. Now, why is it in EA's incentive to keep there being lots of different combinations? In my opinion, this year, EA doesn't want fodder to go out of hand. And because they don't want it to go out of hand, if they require lots of low-rated squads, the rises can be evenly distributed amongst different fodder to an extent. Whereas if they have one high-rated squad, well then the only thing that can get used is 88s, 89s, 90s, and therefore it's going to have a disproportionate rise on fodder. And you may say, well, why would EA not want their fodder to go up? Surely that means packs. People have to open more packs. Well, it's kind of the long-term player SBCs. So, for example, if we go back to Keen's out for 5 weeks. Well, if EA goes and makes 87s, 88s, 89s really expensive, then yeah, this Keen's 280k now, but by the end of the month, he's 500k. And that's why I don't think EA wants this fodder to go up, because in the past they release SBCs and within a week they're irrelevant because they're like double the price because of fodder going up. So, in my opinion, going back to background to the SBC, I wouldn't buy stuff above an 84 rated because EA is going so hard on 84 to 86 rated. So my recommendation at the moment is to go and buy your 84s, your 85s, and your 86s. Now, if you want to go something a little bit more risky, you can go and pick up 87s. I wouldn't really go much more than 87 because I'd be very surprised if they go for that. Now, if you want something, again, not really slightly risky, but I'd say it's probably got lower versatility, as in there's a lower chance of being needed, but it's not that it goes down if it isn't needed, and that's buying the SBC fodder. The SBC fodder that I recommend buying is 85s. Well, I mean, if you want, you can go 84s. If not, you can go 85s. If not, you're going to go 87s. That's like the 3 ratings you can go with. There isn't really any point going on like stuff below an 84. I mean, you can go on discarding forms at, what you're probably looking at here, like 12k for an 83, but yeah, 84s, 5s, or 7s is the play with fodder. Also, on the topic of Team of the Weeks, Team Weeks actually are a good buy right now, so if you guys do want to go and pick up Apendas, Cantes, Inigo Martinez's, or the Croix, you can go and buy them now and then go and sell them Wednesday going into 6 PM, as they should rise in the hype of them going out of packs, especially now that we know we're not going to get any Icon SBCs. Also regarding the heroes, so we've got obviously fodder going into the SBC, but what are we going to buy going out of the SBC? Now, what should happen is cards should get panic sold a little bit, and then what will happen is through the week we expect to see the market rising Monday through to Thursday. We talked about this in an earlier video, that kind of what happened last year is the Icon SBC would drop the market, or the Hero SBC would drop the market, and then the market would rebound until Thursday evening / Friday midday, and the same thing should happen this week. So, for example, if we go look at Adeyemi, I mean, Adeyemi isn't exactly back down again, but Adeyemi rose really, really nicely for Weekend League. So I guess what we're talking about right now is what sort of cards are we going to look to get panic sold going into the Hero SBC. So the first thing you're looking for is outer pack special cards. The outer pack special cards, they get very heavily panic sold, but I also want to buy ones that have risen very nicely. So Adeyemi recently has gone from 60k to 96k. This for me shows that he is a very high in demand card, meaning if he gets panic sold with the Icon SBC, I expect him rebounding very, very nicely. One of the reasons Adeyemi is very well demanded is because I believe, does he not fit either? Maybe he doesn't fit either. Maybe he's just used as a Musiala link investment then. Well, yeah, so if this guy, for my rule of thumb, I'd say, if they drop 15% before, I'll go and buy them. If not, I'll go and see them probably anywhere for about 30 minutes after the SBC to maybe even a few hours after the SBC. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at what he was yesterday. So it was about 91k yesterday. So I say, do you know what? If he goes down to probably about, I probably want him down at about high 70s. If he goes down to like 75, 76, I'll go and buy him as a card because I think he'll rise really nicely through the week. Another example of someone who's risen really nicely through the week or from rewards last week was Trent. Trent went from 310 all the way up there to 360. We're looking at the same sort of thing here. We kind of want him down about 10%. So we're going to be going down from about 360 down to the best part of about 330. And then we'll go and buy him, and then we'll go and sell him on the Thursday. So that is the first set of things. It's like out of pack specials. The second set of things are players that have risen nicely out of packs for Trailblazer Team 1. Obviously, there has been a mixed bag of results on how these cards have reacted out of packs. So, for example, if I go and grab Bastoni out of packs, what's this guy done? He's actually not been too bad. He's gone from about 355, and he's gone up there to about 390. This, as a result, shows us this Bastoni is a well-demanded card. Now, what we saw in previous weeks, actually Trent's a nice example, is the players who rose nicely during the week banged with rewards. So we saw that, we can see Trent rose out of packs here, and then we can see on the Wednesday of rewards, he went from 370 up there to 416. I don't think it quite will give. No, I don't think it'll quite give the best example here. But was he Team 2? No, it was only Team 1. But I mean, we can kind of see this. Like, he rose through the week, and then on the actual rewards, he went up, like, the best part of about 45k, which means you would have made, like, 20k a card. So basically, the cards that have a nice rise, that have had a nice rise so far out of packs, should, again, continue rising through the week. Now, we don't really need these cards to get panic sold because of them already rising. It kind of indicates that they are well demanded. I'd say if you can go and buy these cards like down 5-10% going into the Hero SBC, I'd say it's a good buy. But these guys should be really, really nice buys going into Thursday. Some examples of players who've risen nicely out of packs is Bastoni. You can see Duran has risen really nicely out of packs. And finally, you can see that someone like Hemp has also risen nicely out of packs. Not every Trailblazer has risen nicely out of packs. We can see right here that Lorenzo is about 300, went up there to 310, back down there to 300. So proportionately, not a very good rise compared to the cheaper cards. So again, do keep a little eye out. And yeah, the Trailblazer from T1 should be a nice go and buy with Div Rivals. The last things you can look at buying are going to be the gold cards that rose nicely with Div Rivals. We're kind of really running out of gold cards now that are rising nicely with Div Rivals, but Conde isn't a bad example. You can see Thursday morning here, he was about 61k, and by the time Div Rivals was done, he actually went all the way up there to 77. Crashed since because of the centre-back Evo, but again, should still be quite well demanded. So what I recommend doing is you can just check some cheap gold cards, go over to Footbin, go on the hourly, and then just see how do they go and react on the Thursday. So again, Chiesa, what did he do? Well, he went from 34, he went all the way up there to 51, so again, would be another nice card we'll go and look at buying. Probably around about 10 PM. You could probably go and buy these cards quite late after the Hero SBC, because they're so cheap, they're sort of prime for the cards to go and get panic sold. I think we saw the same rebound last week, so you see how they dropped here on the Sunday evening. He went from 34, and then he went all the way up there to 45. That's kind of the trend we're hoping to go and replicate. Is we can see he had a nice. Can I show him on the Thursday? Didn't do that well. He did 63 to 72 on Div Rivals, so he had an okay rise of Div Rivals, but then he crashed and had a nice rebound. So it's kind of the last trend we are hoping to go and replicate. And I think that will be about it. Heroes and Icons should rebound nicely from probably about 10 PM after the SBC comes out. And I think, again, that is going to go and wrap it up. I'll probably be doing a lot of icon trading going into it. Again, as always, I will be streaming from 9 all the way through to 6:30. So any questions you guys do have, do feel free to go and join the stream if it's regarding investing in fodder, if it's regarding the cards that are being panic sold. And as I say, tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but today, if you guys are interested on the tutorial channel, second link in the description, I will be teaching you guys how you can go and buy Go unassigned, which basically means how you can set yourself up to buy a limited amount of fodder, and on both PC and, both on console and web app. But that's going to wrap it up. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video.